You're listening to WTIM, your information station. It's time now for your expanded local news. The city of Taylorville and the Taylorville Fire Department have lifted the burn ban that was put in place during recent drought conditions. Officials thanked residents for their cooperation in holding off on outdoor burning while the community faced dry weather. With the ban lifted, open burning is once again permitted, but only under a specific schedule designed to balance safety with residents' needs. Open burning was allowed through September 20th of 2025. And after that date, residents may only burn during the first and third full weeks of each month from Monday through Sunday. This rotation will remain in place until April 1st of 2026. Fire officials have outlined several rules to ensure safety. All fires must be attended at all times, and only natural yard waste such as leaves, weeds, grass clippings, or small tree limbs may be burned. Trash and barrel fires remain prohibited. Burning is restricted to the hours between 7 a.m. and dusk on the permitted days. Residents are urged to watch weather conditions closely, be considerate of their neighbors, and follow proper disposal options. For those who would rather not burn, the city does offer free disposal of yard waste for residents within corporate limits. Leaves, weeds, and clippings can be hauled in containers or bags and dropped off in designated receptacles provided by the Street and Sewer Department. For more information on the Taylorville Fire Department, visit them at their Facebook page. Many in the nation continue to process the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk earlier this month. Reactions have included sympathy for Kirk's loved ones, along with shock and sadness. In other instances, the incident has sparked debates on related political issues and general political division in America. Discussion related to politicians' reactions has included accusations of hypocrisy in both directions. State Senator Steve McClure says he once interacted with Charlie Kirk when the then executive director of Turning Point USA spoke at an event in Springfield. Senator McClure said he saw the video of the shooting between when it happened and when Kirk was pronounced dead. He called out the celebrations of the killing, but acknowledged it took up only a remote share of the reaction on his online spaces.
Well, overwhelmingly, what I've seen is just people talking about how horrible it was, but you're also seeing a small amount of people that are saying horrible things about Charlie Kirk and celebrating what happened to him, which is just, to me, unfathomable. And it's one thing for a person to have a private thought, that's negative. It's another thing for them to have that thought and then type it out and then post it on social media and then leave it up. Well, and I certainly had I posted on social media, on my personal state Senate page and on my personal Facebook page. And, there was 99% were overwhelmingly positive, but then you get, I had somebody on my personal page who tried to make some nasty comment.
Senator McClure calls on his constituents and other people across the country to condemn political violence. He also accused Governor J.B. Pritzker of hypocrisy regarding his comments about the killing and Republicans' reactions to it.
And so, I think that now, it's up to all of us to advocate for, nonviolence and not trying to hurt someone that disagrees with you. And I got to tell you, it's pretty rich for Governor Pritzker to, go out and say that it's all Republicans' fault. And I think he blamed President Trump for Charlie Kirk's death and stuff like that. I mean, Governor Pritzker has been maybe the biggest violator I've seen of statements that are, dehumanizing Republicans and making everyone out to be, bad guys. I mean, Governor Pritzker goes out to some partisan dinner on national television and tells people that Republicans can't know a moment of peace.
The state senator crossed paths with Charlie Kirk at the 2022 Lincoln Day dinner, which the Sangamon County Republican Central Committee organized. McClure praised Kirk's willingness and skill in debating.
And so I got to have the chance to chat with him and meet him, and couldn't have been any more humble and kind and really down to earth and really kind of just warm, just a very warm person and very talkative. And, many of us watch videos of Charlie Kirk debating people, and was an unbelievable debater. And, but that's when you're talking to him one-on-one, he was very, very warm. It was, I don't know. You just felt like you were, and the one time I met him and spoke with him for a while, you just felt like you were, talking to a friend who was just a very warm, nice, open person.
Additionally, people and politicians across Illinois are mourning the loss of the state's 38th governor, Jim Edgar. The Republican served from 1991 to 1999 in a tenure spanning 2 terms. Senator McClure spoke highly of the late governor's efforts to bring people together for constructive, good faith debates on key issues.
He also has the Edgar Fellows program at the U of I, and I actually participate in that, and that's where he tries to get Republicans, Democrats, Independents to come together to have discussions and to try to figure out how we can work together and to get things done for the betterment of the state of Illinois. So he's really been involved for many, many, many years in trying to, help government in the state of Illinois, make the process better, make people get more involved, and that's a good thing. We want people to be engaged in politics, and we want them to be engaged in state government, and we want to do it in a way that is productive, where we're not screaming at each other and calling each other names, and that's really what Governor Edgar was all about, was trying to make the state a better place.
More information on Senator Steve McClure is available at senatormcclure.com. Senator Steve McClure appeared as a guest on the WTIM morning show. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by First National Bank of Taylorville.
President at First National Bank in Taylorville. I get it. Switching banks sounds like a chore, but we make it easy. I've helped people and businesses move their accounts with less hassle than they've expected and more personal service than they've ever gotten before. We've been here for nearly 70 years, a true community bank that's not going anywhere. If you're ready to make a change, we're ready to help. First National Bank in Taylorville, first every time for nearly 70 years. Member FDIC.
A new semester is well underway now at Lincoln Land Community College, and classes at Taylorville's campus are happening with a new campus director overseeing it all. Elizabeth Fines Workman took charge over the summer and has witnessed plenty of excitement from students for the new term and new leadership. Despite the changes at the top, their general outreach strategy remains unchanged, at least for now. Prospective students can take part in the community college's visit days, and those currently in the workforce can benefit from programs like their Essential Workplace Skills Series. Fines Workman is planning events and activities to further connect herself and other members of leadership with the student body. They include snack days and visits from administrators at other campuses.
Yeah, so I'll be honest, Grayson, I'm a bit of a foodie. So I think that food is one of the many things in the world that can bring folks together. So we have a lot of I don't know if you want to call them snack days, whatever you want to call them, right? Where we'll have popcorn and different things that it's in the student lounge. And it's just a really good space for students to come together, talk to me, meet the rest of my staff, and engage with one another, right? Outside of the classroom. So those are some of the activities we do. We have plenty of folks that come from main campus and give little kind of keynotes, and they'll have different things. So that's nice for students to be able to do. I also have my staff and at least one of us or two of us are always in the student lounge or walking the hallways. And I think that's good because it's good for students to see those familiar faces, right? And if they have a question, we're there to help.
LLCC will still hold its visit days for prospective students. The next one is scheduled for October 13th on the main campus.
Yeah, so we do. Whoever came up with this tagline, I love it. Come for the tour, stay for the experience.
Ooh.
First off, love that. Just going to throw that out there. It was not me. I really did not come up with that. I wish I could take credit, but I can't. So yeah, we're going to have a LLCC campus visit day, and that'll be on main campus, so on Springfield, on October 13th from 10 to 12:30. So essentially what they'll do, Grayson, is you can talk to staff, you can talk to faculty, you can take tours, and those sort of things. You can talk to admission, financial aid. Parking is free, so that's a plus, right? And yeah, so folks can come down to there on our campus, on Springfield campus, and come for the campus visit day on October 13th.
As mentioned, this is the first semester for Fines Workman at the helm of the Taylorville campus. She continues to teach one course, but her new role has provided her a clearer perspective on the atmosphere of the campus as a whole.
Yeah, the vibes are good right now. I see a lot of students just, it's, I think, week 4 now. So students are finally finding their groove. They feel comfortable on campus. They know where their classrooms are, right? Which is a plus. So the vibes are high. They're good. The energy is good. Students are still excited to be there. It's still new. It's still fresh. So yeah, we're doing pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with that for sure. Yeah, I think that meeting new students, right, that I don't know is probably the most exciting, but also just to see these students' lives just beginning and, talking with them and seeing like what they want to do with their lives or what, and some of them they don't know. And I'm like, that's totally okay, right? That's why you're here. It's okay. So we'll experience some new things through Lincoln Land, some new classes, find out what you like. And yeah, I think those are the things that I really get excited for.
This is also the first semester with the new RISE technology in classrooms. This setup uses microphones and cameras across the room to allow students and instructors both in the classroom and elsewhere to easily interact verbally. Fines Workman says the technology is working well so far this semester.
One of the instructors was actually the instructor. It was my past dean. So I have a really good connection. His name's Tim Humphrey. We have a really good connection already. So he kind of let me sit in there and see what was going on because I'm very interested in it, right? And it's an education class, okay? So what also is cool about the RISE technology is that you are having students from Jacksonville, right? You're having students from the Jacksonville Outreach Center, Beardstown Outreach Center, Litchfield, Springfield. All these classes come together on this technology, which essentially, if you want to kind of think of it like Zoom, you can kind of think of it like that, but like Zoom 2.5 million, right? It's very instant. It feels like you're just talking one-on-one like we are right now, Grayson.
Sure. More information on Lincoln Land Community College is available at llcc.edu. Elizabeth Fines Workman appeared as a guest on the WTIM morning show. It's celebration time at People's Bank and Trust, where 4 employees are being recognized for their service milestones. Leading the way is Patricia Bond, who is marking an incredible 45 years with the bank. Patty started back in 1980 as a secretary and over the years has worked in nearly every corner of the bank, from teller to bookkeeping to her current role as an administrative assistant. She lives in rural Pana with her husband, Don, and when she's not at the bank, she's spending time with her children and grandchildren. After 4.5 decades, her coworkers say she's truly part of the heart of the bank. Jennifer Mathis is celebrating 15 years. She began as a teller and steadily climbed her ranks to become Assistant Vice President of Consumer Banking. Outside of work, Jennifer enjoys camping and supporting her children's activities, especially girls' softball. At the Morrisonville branch, teller Mike Cambruzzi is marking 10 years of service. Before banking, Mike spent more than 34 years in the classroom as a teacher. These days, he's known for sharing his smile with every customer who comes through the door. When he's not at the bank, you'll likely find him golfing, cheering on Blues hockey, or spending time with his grandchildren. And finally, at the Pana branch, Christy Bonelli is celebrating her very first year. In just 12 months, she's already become a customer favorite, known for her friendliness behind the counter. Bank President and CEO John Gardner says employees like Patricia, Jennifer, Mike, and Christy are what makes People's Bank and Trust more than just a place to do business. They make it part of the community. In what's considered the mother road stretching across the United States, Route 66, the iconic highway, turns 100 years old in 2026. The historic route spans over 300 miles in Illinois, from Chicago to St. Louis, and in 2026, small towns want to take advantage of the historic milestone. For small towns like Lincoln, Leaders are working around the clock to establish a Route 66 museum and to attract tourism dollars. Scott McCoy serves as the Director of Tourism for. According to McCoy, leaders in small towns across the state have spent the past 3 to 4 years designing and implementing destination stops along Route 66 in anticipation of the historic milestone. Route 66 spans nearly 2,500 miles from Chicago to California. National Farm Safety and Health Week is underway, and Country Financial Agriculture Senior Underwriter Zach Hinthorn is offering a few reminders about confined spaces. Hinthorn says there should always be someone outside when a farmer enters a confined space. Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home.
When it comes to organizing your life, Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville has some words of advice. Consider pre-planning your funeral. The death of a loved one can be a traumatic event in people's lives, and you can spare your family the burden of planning a funeral when they are grieving. Sutton Memorial Home knows that establishing a pre-arrangement assures that important decisions and your personal selection are made in advance and spares your family an additional burden at their time of loss. Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Caring is what they do best.
65-year-old Paula Jo Smith of Awanaco died on August 30th. Visitation is October 3rd from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Calvary Baptist Church in Taylorville. Funeral service will be October 3rd at 11 a.m. at Calvary Baptist Church in Taylorville. Interment will be at Awanaco Cemetery. And Paula J. Koonsman of Shelbyville, formerly of Warrensburg, will have a celebration of life being planned for her for October 12th of 2025. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Howe and Yaki Funeral Home in Shelbyville. A quick look at the weather here across central Illinois, a high of 83 today with areas of fog and a chance of showers here this afternoon, those between 3 and 4 p.m. Thunderstorms, a chance for those after 4 p.m. A chance set for 40%. As of tonight, a low of around 63, wind coming from the east to northeast at 5 to 7 miles per hour, a chance of precipitation set at 70%. Into Wednesday, showers are likely before 10 a.m., and showers remain likely with possible thunderstorms between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. The chance for rain set at 60% and a high of 74. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or hear them every hour on WTIM. WTIM is your only local news radio.